Hey everyone, welcome back to my house. Today, finally got the movie that everyone's been waiting for so long. I'm finally reviewing Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yep, that's right. We're finally at Brand New Day. It felt like such a long wait, but we finally got another Spider-Man movie after what, 5 years, live action wise. So yeah, super excited about that. I hope everyone's seen the movie because this is basically just gonna be a full spoiler review. I really don't have any non-spoiler thoughts, so I guess some quick non-spoiler thoughts though for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Definitely recommend go see this in theaters, get the best experience. This movie looks amazing, and yeah, it's a Spider-Man movie. Like, why would you not see this in theaters? Like, just go see this in theaters so you can watch the rest of this review because everything else about this movie is great, and I think anyone who's a fan of Spider-Man will enjoy this movie, and I definitely think it's worth money to go see this in theaters and support the creators and make it one of the highest grossing movies ever. All right, going to spoilers. Spoilers for Brand New Day ahead, so go watch the movie before you listen to the rest of this. Yeah, first off, starting off, cinematography is amazing. Just kind of like what I was saying before, this movie just looks so good. Like there are some shots in this movie that are just amazing, like where Peter and MJ are just both staring off on a rooftop. Like that was shot so well, and it did not need to get shot that well. And even like the web slinging, like the web slinging looks really good. Like I'm so glad everything's just practical now. You can really see it now, and it just feels so good. I still think Tarzan 2 looks better and has better web slinging, but other than that, I think this movie is probably the second best Spider-Man looking movie. Like it just looks so good. And going on with the looks, like the fight sequences were so good. I definitely think I'll get the fight sequences more towards this movie than TASM 2. You know, TASM 2 has some amazing ones, but I think the cinematography in these fight sequences are just so good. They just cook so hard. And I knew they were going to cook because it's the same director as Shang-Chi, so I should have known. But yeah, like the fights were definitely probably some of my favorite parts of this movie. Like it just felt and looked just so clean, like felt so good for a Spider-Man movie. And I felt like especially like fights towards the end with like the hand, like felt like Spider-Man was actually fighting like Spider-Man, kind of like how Andrew like fights kind of like a spider. I feel like we're fighting kind of getting that with Tom, and it makes sense because his whole DNA is changing and stuff. So I think it was great to see that with Tom. I think it definitely has my favorite Spider-Man action scenes in general, probably even better than Spider-Verse in my opinion. All right, now the main point of the movie, one of my main positives is seeing Peter being depressed. Like we are actually getting a lore accurate Peter Parker. Like this is just so amazing. And let me glaze this movie real quick. I will say, first 20 minutes of this movie, 20-ish minutes, however long it was, I was ready to give this movie a 10 out of 10. I think those first 20 minutes of Spider-Man Brand New Day is some of the best stuff I've seen in fiction, to be honest. Like probably one of my favorite parts. Like it felt just like it was ripped out of a comic panel. Like it felt so much like Spider-Man. Like seeing him swing around, helping people in the neighborhood. I loved his partnership with the Wolf and their dynamic. That was great. And it just felt so Spider-Man like, and just seeing him trying to like balance all this responsibility, still trying to be a little bit Peter Parker, but he's mainly just Spider-Man. He doesn't really have that life anymore as Peter Parker, and just balancing that out. Like this is what we should have had for Far From Home. Like this is what we needed, seeing him be that neighborhood Spider-Man. Like we haven't seen that, and now we see like the townspeople appreciating him and stuff like that. Just those first 20-ish minutes was definitely probably my favorite part of the movie, except for something towards the end, which I'll get to. But yeah, like I love that. Yeah, like that goes into my next point. Like he was actually being Spider-Man throughout the entire movie. Like just love that, especially with the Wolf, like him working with the police and stuff like that. Then even with the ending with the Wolf, like he actually learned her kids' names and stuff like that, which I thought was a really nice touch. And yeah, to see that he grew as a character from the beginning to the end was just so great to see that. The next main thing, which was I'm pretty sure everyone's biggest concerns, I think they did an amazing job handling the MJ and Ned situation. I will say they got me with those trailers. Like I really thought they were gonna get together with all the stuff they showed in the trailer, but I think they handled it really well. And it's really up to interpretation, I will say. Especially with the MJ stuff. I feel like they might try to do something with them, but still I feel like it's exactly how I wanted it. Kind of like Peter and Gamora and Guardian 3, like they kind of know each other, but it's not the same. And that's what I kind of wanted from this movie. And I think we got that a lot, especially with MJ finding out like that Peter lied to her. That scene was amazing. Like when she found the note and she was like, "This was not your decision. Like, why would you do this?" And Peter tries to confess his feelings, and she's like, "I don't know you. Like, I don't love you, but then still leaving room for them to, hang out as friends, like when they're like building the Lego set with Ned and stuff like that. I think that was really great. You still see them have like a dynamic, so that is really cool. And especially since we didn't really get to see them as flirting with each other, I guess, because I feel like they were kind of flirting a little bit in this movie, and they had some dynamic. Because I feel like we kind of just went to them straight up dating in Far From Home. We didn't get to really see them talk as much, and I feel like this movie actually helped show this dynamic of why Peter loves MJ so much, which I feel like we were kind of lacking before, like in Far From Home. It felt really random, and I feel like Brandon Day actually helps Far From Home a lot more for me, in my opinion. And yeah, I think the Ned stuff at the end is a bit weird. Like, I don't think he remembers Peter, so I don't know why they would include that. I guess it's like muscle memory from the handshake, but like, I guess it's just kind of ambiguous. You just left up to interpretation. I definitely think I could see them still becoming friends. Maybe not as close as possible, but I think I like that instead of it being exactly the same, or people saying Jean Grey was going to bring back their memories or something like that. I think I would have liked that a lot less because that would just ruin No Way Home, which I'm glad they didn't do that. Speaking of Jean Grey, Sadie Sink did an amazing job as Jean Grey. Like, her demonstration of all these different emotions, she has such a wide range to play of like being evil, then being upset about her sister and stuff like that. She just did such an amazing job. She's such a great actress. Yeah, I just liked her character a lot throughout. I wasn't really too emotional about the sister stuff, but I think it was cool. I feel like they could have made it more emotional, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I didn't really feel it that much. The VMAX scene was definitely great, though. I will definitely say that that probably helped the whole Sadie Sink thing for me with Jean Grey. I do see people complaining on the internet that Jean Grey is a bit too evil. I could definitely see that because she definitely kills people. Like, she basically blows up a whole building, and I guess the old lady was supposed to get blown up with her too if Spider-Man didn't save her. And she like forces a man into oncoming traffic, and yeah, that guy's probably dead. Yeah, I could see why people could hate her, but I still don't know what they're gonna do with her character, which is why I still kind of neutrally gray with her character, because we don't really know how they're going to take her and what adaptation they're going to use for Jean Grey. So I feel like that's my main thing. I don't think the movie is trying to show her as a good person. Like, I think the whole point of that is that she's neutrally gray, basically, like a gray character. Like, she's trying to do this to find her sister. Yes, I know some of the stuff like putting someone into traffic, which is ore farming, basically. But yeah, she was bitter because of her sister and stuff like that. I feel like that is pretty reasonable. I'm not trying to defend her, but I think it makes sense for her character. And yeah, depending on what she does, like if she's all goody two shoes, the next time we see her, that I feel like, yeah, I would be a bit more mad about that. But depending on what they do with her character, I feel like it's gonna make me change my opinion on this movie and how she was portrayed in here. But since we don't know, I really can't judge it too much. And I feel like everything she did do was in line for finding her sister. Like, even the MJ fake out kiss scene, like people were like, oh, she had no reason to do that. But her whole point was that she could get to MJ, so she was trying to get Spider-Man to back off her. So like, I'm pretty sure she really said that in the movie, so I don't know why people are complaining about that. Yes, it's a terrible thing she did, but she really is pissed that these government people took her sister. So like, she went after the thing he loved the most to show her how the government took the thing that she loved the most. So I don't think it's that crazy, and she's the evilest person ever for doing that. Yes, it's a very, very horrible thing to do, but that was part of why she wanted Spider-Man to back off, to show him how much power she has and how easily she could get to the ones that he loves. But yeah, other than that, I think she was amazing. Sadie Sink did an amazing job, and yeah, I'm very interested in what they do with Jean Grey next, and yeah, hopefully it doesn't ruin this movie. All right, next up, the Spider-Man and Punisher dynamic was great. I love seeing it. Yeah, I think they just had such great chemistry together, and I definitely love the scene, obviously towards the end with the hospital with Frank helping Peter, and that was great. But mainly the main thing I love with them both is towards the end of the movie where Punisher's basically telling Peter to go be with friends and stuff like that. Like, what he's doing isn't like a lifestyle. Like, he's not similar to Frank, and I think that was a really emotional talk they had. I just wish we get more of those moments in the movie, especially, which I'll get to like later with another point, with another emotional moment. I feel like they kind of cut these emotional moments a bit too short for me. Like, I wish they went more and explored this back and forth between them and how different their lives are. But I'm still glad we had it in the movie. I just definitely think they could have expanded more on that and some other points throughout the movie. All right, and then next, another big character we had play a role, Hulk. I think the fight was really cool, but it was a bit anticlimactic. Maybe because it showed a lot during the trailers, but I feel like I thought there was gonna be more to the fight. And yeah, I kind of wish the fight was gonna be longer. I know in my previous video I said I hope they don't show too much of Hogue, but really I thought they were gonna do a lot more, especially with how much they showed in the trailer. But it really didn't feel like much. And I like Hope being in the movie, and he was in the movie for a good reason. It made sense, so I like that part. But I just wish the fight was a bit longer and Peter didn't kind of use like talk no jutsu to get the Hulk to stop fighting him, which I don't know. I think I kind of like the inhibitor idea. Like I thought that would be the whole point of using the inhibitor on Hulk, but I guess he had to use it on Jean, so it kind of made sense. I just wish it had a different outcome. I feel like they could have written that a bit better. But I do also know it was Banner's self coming back too, so it was a bit of both. Yeah, I just wish it was longer, and I definitely think they could have written the ending a bit better because it just felt so anticlimactic because I thought that was going to be the big thing of the movie, which I guess was the samurai thing, which was also great, so I guess I can't complain too much. The next emotional moment that I was talking about earlier, definitely the Aunt May flashback scene. It was so great. Probably my favorite scene in the movie besides like those first 20 minutes. They're probably like on the same level. I really did love this flashback, especially Aunt May talking to Jean. It was such a great emotional moment, and yeah, it just shows how Aunt May anchors Peter's character and like that she was his world. It was just so peak. I just wish we had more moments like this in the movie, like kind of like with the Spidey and Punisher talk. I just wish they expanded more on that, and we got some more of these emotional moments because I feel like they kind of had them, but they just didn't dive as deep as I wanted them to. And maybe other people felt like they could have a job with that, but I just wanted more emotion and really diving into how those characters feel and their different dynamics. I feel like that would have been great. But I still do think they did a really good job with this. But I definitely do think they could have did better with this stuff. Aunt May is probably the one that dove the most in because that was basically the climax of the movie. So I just wanted a couple more scenes like that, and I think I would have liked this movie a lot more. All right, so overall, my rating for Spider-Man: Brand New Day is a 8.5 out of 10, which honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed, maybe it's because of my high expectations, but I was really hoping that I could get to a 9 and really have those emotional highs, but it didn't have those emotional highs that I needed for it to get to a 9. 8.5 out of 10 is still great. Don't get me wrong, but I did definitely want more from this movie. But there's definitely some good aspects, like the first 20-ish minutes, the Punisher talk, Jean Grey, and obviously the Aunt May scene that really do help this movie. And I think it's still one of my favorite Spider-Man movies, and it's still very good of a movie and one of my favorite movies, definitely. And felt like Spider-Man, which is one of my main positives about this movie. So even though I'm a bit disappointed, I still think this is a great movie. And I definitely do think on rewatch, I will maybe change my opinion because I do think there was a lot to digest in this movie on a first watch. And I think through a second watch, I could, appreciate more things or change my mind on some stuff. So I definitely think my opinion will change when I rewatch this movie because I'll probably rewatch it sometime. But yeah, I'll let you guys know on that. For now, the moment everyone's been waiting for, we have our ranking for Spider Man, of course. So obviously, like is better than all these movies. I'm not even gonna elaborate because this video's already pretty long. But yeah, I think Spider-Man 2 is like the only one that was a bit hesitant for me. But I do think the suit's better, the action's better, the ending's a bit better. Yeah, it still has like those emotional highs, and those first 20 minutes of this movie is probably better than anything in Spider-Man 2. As much as I think Spider-Man 2 is a cinematic masterpiece and written so well, but yeah, I think I still have to take Brand New Day over it. And honestly, No Way Home, still think No Way Home is better because of those emotional highs. Like if Brand New Day just hit those emotional highs like No Way Home did, I think I would love this movie a lot more. Sure, nostalgia definitely plays a factor with No Way Home, but I also do think the ending for No Way Home is way better than the ending of Brand New Day with the handshake thing. And obviously I love the Aunt May emotional scene, but the coffee scene and then the final swing scene is just so great in No Way Home. Like I just have to take No Way Home over it. But I wouldn't be mad, honestly, if anyone put Brand New Day over No Way Home or even number one. That's the best Spider-Man movie. But for now, until I rewatch it, I still don't think it reaches those highs enough for me as TASM 2 or No Way Home. But I wouldn't be mad. Like I said before, my top three is interchangeable. So, and a top three Spider-Man movie is amazing. Obviously, that's going to change once I add the Spider-Verse movies, though. Since this is an MCU film, we have another ranking. So let's get through all this mid, because let's just go all the way to the top. We all know how high it's gonna be. Uh, this is a bit spontaneous since I never really thought about this, but I know I definitely have it below No Way Home. And yeah, I think top 7 is a good spot for it. That's probably just like Spider-Man more because it is a Spider-Man movie more than Black Panther, Iron Man. Guardians of the Galaxy is a bit close, but I think just because it is Spider-Man, I have it a bit higher here. But if I wasn't too biased with Spider-Man, it'll probably be probably around here. Thunderbolts, Deadpool, and Wolverine level. That's how I am a Spider-Man glazer. It's gonna hit a lot harder for me. So, top 10 MCU movie. Love to see it. All right, that is my Spider-Man Brand New Day review. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a lot longer of a video. I'm already at 20 minutes recording this, but this was the big build-up we had for all year. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll probably have an Avatar Aang review, and then I'm going back to my Disney movie. So I hope you guys are excited for that, since I feel like that's where most of you early subscribers were coming for. So yeah, I think the next Disney movie I'm gonna be doing is Lilo and Stitch. So if you have any other recommendations after that, and I'll check those out. But yeah, have a good one, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.